How to be successful as a new immigrant to the United States. Coming up. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ernesto from AttaBoyCowBoy, and this channel we give you health and wealth tips to help you be more successful. Now today I'm in Havana, Cuba, in the old town, and the number one thing I'm talking about with people here is how to immigrate to the United States. So I thought I'd share with you some strategies on how to be successful if you want to immigrate to the United States. Now I've helped family members, friends immigrate to the United States, employees, and I have lots of employees that work for me that are either illegal or in the process of getting their paperwork. And I've had to go to court, write letters, all sorts of stuff over the last 20 years. Because I work at construction, there's a lot of immigrants, and I meet people from all over the world. Most of them are Spanish speakers, but I do come across English speakers. So I thought I'd make this video. So tip number one, first you want to do is learn the culture. You want to integrate. Wherever you go in the world, if you go into a new country, you want to assume their culture, become part of it, and learn it. Because if you don't, you're always going to be an outsider. People aren't going to accept you as easily. So you're not going to have as many opportunities. It's human nature. People are kind of like, I guess you could use the word racist. That might be a strong word, but you want to be like everybody else, okay? Like they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So learn the culture. One example I have is my workers that come from Central America, from Guatemala, El Salvador. I've been to those countries many times, and it's common for the people just to throw their trash on the floor. Here in Cuba, people don't do that. They're very civilized and they're orderly, so they don't do that. But Central America, that's real popular. So when they come to the United States, my workers are always dumping trash on the floor. And I was telling them, dude, you shouldn't do that. They smoke, they throw their cigarettes on the ground. You don't want to do that stuff because first off, it makes you look bad. Second, other people that see you, they're gonna stereotype. They're gonna say, oh, all people from, Eastern Europe or Russia or wherever you're from are bad news. They throw trash on the floor. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to bring that onto yourself or your people or your race or whatever. So don't do that. You want to act as civilized as you can wherever you can and follow the rules. Otherwise you make yourself look bad. Also, in the United States, one of the reasons we have so much order and so many opportunities and stuff is we have a lot of laws. It's very orderly. And one of the things is dumping trash is illegal. So you don't want to dump trash, you don't want to spit, you don't want to throw your cigarettes on the ground. That's actually all illegal in the United States. Technically, you can get a ticket for it, so you don't want to jaywalk, you don't want to do any of those things. Follow the laws to a T, because if you're illegal or you're in a migratory process and immigration process and you break some kind of law and you have a criminal record, that's going to void everything. You're not going to have the opportunity to do that anymore. So you want to make sure that you're good. I work in the hospitals. I meet a lot of foreign nurses. They're trying to get their papers, and that's one thing they tell them. You got to keep a clean criminal record, be able to get your green card and then get your citizenship. Okay. Tip number two, of course, learn English. So if you're watching this video, you already speak English probably, but you can always improve it. If you don't have an American accent, learn to get an American accent. Go to night school, learn some English. The classes are free in most of the country. You can learn English. You want to learn the language of the land, wherever it is you're going, so you can communicate better with people. Again, so they feel comfortable with you and you're able to integrate better. Tip number three, learn a skill. Now, I'll give you an example. In California, the minimum wage is going to pay you about $25,000 to $30,000 a year. It sounds like a lot of money, but in California, it's pretty hard to survive on that, okay? You're going to live a pretty meager lifestyle. You're going to be renting a bedroom from someone. It's not going to go real well. So you want to multiply your income. Now, you didn't migrate to the United States to live that kind, just live a whatever life. If you came to the United States because you want opportunity, okay? So one of the things you're going to need are skills. I'll give you an example. A nurse, you can become an LVN. In the United States, we have a shortage of everything, all types of STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, healthcare, everything. Currently, we have about a 4.5 million person shortage in nurses in the United States. That's huge. So you can very easily become a nurse and have a very good, comfortable lifestyle. You become an LVN, a licensed vocational nurse, you can become an LVN in a year. That's it. And you can make about $120,000 and up a year. So you can multiply your income by 4 times. That would give you more opportunities to build wealth in the United States, buy property, help your family, all sorts of stuff. So why not, right? You didn't come over here to make minimum wage and not get anywhere. You want to excel. Now people think, well, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to do that. All that's great. But remember, this is an advanced technology. So we use our brain power more than our muscle power to build wealth in the United States. So if you want to make money, you got to go to school. You got to learn a craft, a skill, a plumber, electrician, mechanic, something like that. It's going to multiply your income and open up more opportunities for you so you can make more wealth fast. Tip number 4, take care of your psychological health. Now, a lot of times you think, oh man, I'm going to the United States, I'm going to be so awesome. Yeah, you probably are going to be better off than wherever you're at. But nothing can sub out your family and your friends. So you're going to miss your family and your friends. That's going to affect you psychologically. So you want to prepare for that. One way to remediate that is to build community. Go to church. As soon as you move to the US, go to a church. Okay? You're going to meet a lot of good people. You're going to open up a lot of opportunities for you. They're going to explain the culture to you. They're going to give you all sorts of inside information. And generally, you're going to meet good, kind people. Otherwise, you can fall victim to who knows what. People might try to take advantages. They might say, oh, this guy just he's FOB, fresh off the boat. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna, take advantage of him. So go to church, build a community so you can help overcome some of the psychological issues you might have as a new immigrant to the United States. Tip number 5, learn the laws and the rules. If you're illegal or you're in a legal process, learn what the rules are of the game so you're successful and so you don't have issues. I'll give you an example. I had a worker from Guatemala that worked with me for 16 years. He tried to get his papers. He came into a bunch of problems because he never paid his taxes. Remember, we have a lot of rules in the United States and laws, and you need to follow them. If you don't, you're gonna be isolated and cut out from a lot of opportunities. You're gonna miss out. What are the things you have to do, even if you're illegal in the United States? You have to pay taxes, and you have to file income taxes every year. So if you have a social security number, of course, that's what you would use. But if you don't, you're gonna apply for free from the IRS to get an ITIN number. That number is a number you can use to identify yourself to pay taxes. This worker and many workers I've had in the past, they don't want to pay taxes. They're like, hey man, I'm not gonna pay, I'm good, I'm gonna send all my money to Guatemala or Colombia or whatever. That's fine, but if you ever want to become a citizen and have more opportunities, then you're not gonna get those because you didn't follow the rules. So you need to pay your taxes and you need to show a record of it. It also is a record that's going to help you in court if you ever go to any court proceedings. You're going to say, well, okay, what proof do you have that you've been in the United States? Well, here you are, Your Honor. Here are my tax returns from the last 10, 15, 20 years. I've been paying my taxes with my ITIN number. That makes you seem like a responsible citizen, a law-abiding citizen. That's someone that we want in the United States. That's someone that the judges are going to be a lot more lenient towards, versus someone that has a criminal record, doesn't pay their taxes, all that kind of stuff. We already have a lot of people like that in the US. We don't need a lot of people like that. So they're not going to be as kind to you. So make yourself look more attractive on paper so that they'll be more welcoming to you when you go through the immigration process. Tip number 6, avoid vices. Now, we have a lot of anxiety, stress, suicide in the United States because it's a high pressure culture. We work a lot. There's a lot of stress and everybody's trying to consume and buy stuff. So you want to avoid falling into all that stuff. You want to make sure that you don't fall into drugs and alcohol, okay? Stay away from that stuff. We have a lot of problems with drugs. If you get into drugs, you're going to get into legal problems. And you're not going to become a citizen. You're not going to get your papers. You're probably going to get deported. So avoid all that stuff. You didn't come to the United States to waste your time and get into trouble. Drugs and alcohol are just going to get you into heartache, cause you to lose your citizenship opportunities, and get you deported or in jail. Remember, they don't play around here. So if you mess around, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna get deported. Tip number 7, avoid overconsumption. Now, the US economy is 70% consumption based. So a lot of people are really worried, especially new immigrants. They're like, hey man, I gotta look good. I'm from wherever I'm from. I'm illegal, I feel like shit. I'm not one of everybody else. I'm gonna try to fit in. I'm gonna buy the new iPhone 14. I'm gonna buy some really fancy clothes. That's not the way to do it, okay? You need to be a good person, good character, go to church, be a law-abiding citizen. That's gonna make you stand out. That's gonna make you accepted. People are not gonna care what phone you have or car you have or clothes you have. Only the suckers are gonna care about that. Those are people you don't really care about. Now, to give you an example, in the hospitals where I work, the doctors are all the ones that have the old cars. We don't care. Most of us are born there. You know, we have money. We don't have to show off our wealth. But then you have a lot of the nurses that are foreign born, that are immigrating or whatever. They come from poverty and they feel the need to show off their wealth. They buy like really expensive cars and really expensive clothes and gold and all kinds of stuff. That's fine. That's what you like. Go for it. But those are missed opportunities. If you're wasting your money on stuff like that, you're not going to have money to invest, to build wealth, to buy property, start businesses, all that kind of stuff. So rather than indiscriminately trying to keep up with the Joneses, that's a saying we have in the US, like you're trying to look better, to keep up with your neighbor because you don't want to be left out. Forget about all that. You're never going to win that. It's a competition. You're never going to win. There's always going to be people that have more money than you and have better clothes or better cars or whatever. So don't go there. It's shallow and it's a waste of time. Use your money to invest in the most valuable asset, yourself. Investing in human capital gives you the highest return on investment. You can invest in schools, university, you can get your nursing degree, you can get your engineering degree, all that kind of stuff, so you can multiply your wealth. You'll have much more opportunities in the United States. Again, remember, you came here with a purpose, so stay focused. And if you need a guide, you should read my book, How to Become Rich and Successful. It's perfect for anybody, but especially immigrants. It teaches you about American culture, how to invest, how to live, how to act, how to eat, how to behave spiritually, everything else, so you can reach your full potential. So thank you for listening, and from Havana, Cuba, this is Dr. Ernesto. Thank you. Goodbye.